Hello, everybody. Welcome. My name is Ken, and I'm the host of the Ikwan Astahab, or the Brethren of Golden English. And today I want to do a quick demonstration on how I read Geomancy, plus a reading that pertains to the year 2026. I wanted to give a quick tutorial on how I basically practice Geomancy from the aspect of working of playing cards. And at the same time, I wanted to use an example of a reading I recently did in relation to the upcoming year 2026. So hopefully that's a quick intro for y'all. Without further ado, let's get started. So if you notice, there are 4 cards for every single vertical line. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. This represents the 4 points on a geomantic figure. And in a geomantic figure, we have either a singular point for a masculine or a double point for a feminine. So what criteria did we use to cast these 4 points to understand the basis of our reading? Well, that's very simple. The first criteria we used was the placement of numbers. So Jack is an 11, 3 is a 3, 3 is a hearts is a 3, and 10 is 10 of spades is a 10, right? So this is an odd, even number, right? So using the placement of numbers, we basically can dictate what point is what. So if odd is singular, odd is singular, odd is singular, and even is double, then this is what gives us our first theme, the overall theme of 2026, which is endings, completion, and death. And this is the year of Ketu, or the, what's it called? The 12th geomantic figure. Next, we have the themes of January to April and the year 2026. So what I'm doing now is I'm not changing any of the cards that I'm pulling. What I'm now doing is I'm changing the criteria to judge the binary code off of. So what did I use to dictate January to April and the geomantic reading? I used the criteria of suits. So this was done intuitively, but in my system, if you have a diamond or a club, which it's not a club here, but if you had a diamond or a club, it's a double point or it's feminine. And if you have a spade or a heart, it's a single point or masculine. So diamond, double, spade, singular, heart, singular, spade, singular, right? So like I just said right here, diamond, double, spade, singular, heart, singular, spade, singular. This gives us the 11th, what's it called? Gives us the 11th geomantic figure. The, what's it called? The head of the dragon, Rahu, and Pisces. So this gives us the theme of January to April, gives us transformation, new beginnings, and a metamorphosis. Then, to get to May to August of 2026, like I said, I kept the cards, but I changed the criteria of how I judged the binary code. So what that looks like in practice now is, instead of using, we already used the placement of numbers, we also used the suits. What can we use now? The colors, right? So if you notice that cards have variation in colors too, reds and blacks, right? So in my intuitive based system, red is singular or masculine, and black is double, which is feminine. So basically, singular because of red, double because of black, singular because of red, double because of black. What do we end up getting from this? We get the sixth, what's it called? Geomantic point in this reading. And this deals with Venus, Capricorn, and fire. The theme for May to August of 2026 will be defeat, setback, and failure. Finally, if you notice, we got the same figure for September to December of 2026 for January to April. So that's already signifying something right there, I think, about this prophecy. But another thing is that basically we have used 3 criteria so far. We've used placement of numbers, we've used suits, and then we've used colors. What is the last thing we can use to essentially finish off this reading? Now, what I end up using is I use planetary correspondences. So I made my own planetary correspondence system that basically dictates the gender of the card. But what I mean by the gender of the card is that the card can either be a double point, which is feminine, or a singular point, which is masculine. So Jack in my system is Mercury, and Mercury is a feminine planet in a classical sense. 3 is symbolic for Jupiter, which is a masculine planet, so we draw a singular point. 3 is Jupiter, so we do a singular point. And then 10 is Saturn, which is also a masculine planet. So feminine, masculine, 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 i.e. in binary code, double, singular, 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 which gives us Rahu and Pisces. It gives us the head of the dragon, or the head of the serpent, the 11th geomantic figure, and it basically finishes off our theme of 2026, September to December, being more transformation, more new beginnings, and more metamorphosis. So yeah, that's pretty much the collective reading for 2026 using geomantic figures. It also doubled up. You guys get a 2-in-1 video. You guys get a prediction of what's going to happen in 2026, as well as you get a basic rundown on how I depict different criterias with geomancy, with playing cards. Now, if y'all want to see a run-of-the-mill reading, this is what I typically do. This was one of my previous readings I did, and what I would do is I would have my typical template is I would have the querent, which is the person being read, their past, their present, and their future. So just like I did with y'all on like the placement of the numbers, the suit, the color, and then the planetary placements, I do that in that same order. So the querent, I use the placement of the numbers. The past, I use the suit of the cards. The present, I use the color, and in the future, I use planetary placements. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna make this video 8 minutes long, 8 minutes for the 16 geomantic figures. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love y'all. Ken 3 times, and I'm out with the Ikon Stahab. Peace!